In a small village located in the northern part of Ghana lived a lovely couple, Adam and his beautiful wife, Amina. They lived a happy life and was loved by most of the villagers for their continuous help and contributions towards the village and the entire kingdom. They were very influential and had a good name. The couple had a child, Nura. Nura had a rare identity. She had very big protruding eyes, a big stomach, and a mysterious scar on one side of her cheek. But in the face of the villagers, she was not their child, and nobody seemed to know who Nura's parents were. Adam and his wife joined the villagers to criticize her and called her all sorts of names. Amina hated her child for being ugly and looking like a witch and denied her food almost all the time. Adam sneaks food into Nura's room from all the time so that she can eat when her mother is not around. Amina wanted to get rid of her daughter by all means just to protect her image and reputation. She then convinced her husband into agreeing to adopt another child. And they did adopt a beautiful girl, Samira, who the villagers believed was their child. Nura had no friends and would usually go sit by the river throughout the day and return home only at night. One day, Amina suggested to her husband, "I think we should give our daughter to the chief priest to be used for sacrifice during this year's festival. She is of no use to us, and I feel ashamed telling anyone she is my daughter." "No," Adam replied, "I will not sacrifice my daughter for any reason. She is a gift from God, and I believe if we show her love and try looking for solutions, she will be okay." This caused a huge argument between the couple, and Amina threatened to leave the marriage if her husband wouldn't do what she suggested. Nura overheard their conversations and decided to leave home to go stay by the riverside permanently. When the villagers are coming to fetch water, she would hide and would come out only when they leave. She could go into the forest to find food and also steal food from the farms of some villagers. For a very long time, Adam never set eyes on his daughter, Nura, and so he believed he might be dead somewhere. Amina was a happy mother as she would flaunt her adopted daughter, Samira, everywhere she goes and would let everyone know of how good a child she is. Annually, there was a festival in the village for both cleansing and thanking the gods for the year. During this festival, a young man ready to marry would have to choose a maiden, and the maiden must have no knowledge of a man. This particular year, Amadu, the chief's second son, was to choose a maiden, and Amina believed her adopted daughter, Samira, was a perfect fit for Amadu. The day of the ceremony came, and Samira, alongside other eligible young women, were lined up for selection. And oh yes, Samira was the chosen one. But after you are being chosen, the older women would have to take you to a room to examine you just to be sure you are not carrying someone's child. Samira was taken in, and the old women came out with the shocking news that she was pregnant and not fit to be the chosen maiden. Amadu did not find anyone else, and the ceremony was closed. Shocked and in fear, Amina dragged Samira out of the crowd and took her straight home and demanded answers from her. After a lot of interrogations, Samira confirmed she was pregnant for Adam, her supposed father, and this left Amina in shock. She knew they were in a big mess. Her reputation is ruined, and she would have to face the rules in the village. If a young girl got pregnant before marriage, she would have to go and stay at the outskirts of the village as it was seen as an abomination, and the man responsible is made to serve the chief priest for a whole year. But in a case where a father impregnates his child, he is to be used as a sacrifice to cleanse the rest of the family, or else they all die mysteriously. Amina knew they were guilty on both sides, and Adam did not deny the fact that he got Samira pregnant. Rumors went round the village, and the once respected and adored couple became a subject in the mouth of everyone on how disgraceful they were. No one wanted to talk to them nor go near them. Adam and his family were now waiting for judgment, which would take place on the day of the next selection of a maiden. Luck shone on Nura. As she sat by the riverside day and night, the river goddess, an icon of beauty and power, she comes out every evening to cleanse the community. Just a few weeks to the annual festival, the goddess was out cleaning the community by the riverside when she noticed someone lying under one of the trees. Her shadow fell on Nura and she quickly woke from her sleep. She had an encounter with the goddess, and the goddess cleaned her in the water and told her that what happened to her was as a result of a fight her mother had with an old woman when she was pregnant with her. According to the goddess, Amina insulted the old woman and a curse was placed on her, and the curse could have been reversed if Amina brought Nura for cleansing after delivery. Nura got healed and received her real figure back, a real beautiful young girl with a lot of hair. The goddess gave her a special traditional wear, only worn by royal families, and asked her to go back to the village on the day of the ceremony. On the day of the ceremony, Amadu again had to choose a maiden, and young women were lined up for selection. Just when he was about to choose one of them, he saw Nura seated in the crowd, looking extremely beautiful and elegant. Their eyes met, and Nura gave a charming and reassuring smile that captured Amadu's heart. He went into the crowd and brought out Nura and said, "This is the one." And then again, the women took her in to examine her, and she was clean. At the end of the ceremony, they had to pass on judgment to anyone who had gone against the rules in the village over the last year. And the king decided that the newly chosen maiden would be the judge of the day. As they brought Adam, Amina, and Samira into the center of the crowd, Nura's heart jumped. That was her father and mother and her adopted sister. To protect the least of their reputation, they never told the villagers that Samira was not their biological daughter, which could have saved Adam from the death punishment. Both Adam and Amina had no idea who Nura was. Neither did any of the villagers know her parents. But Nura knew that was her mom and dad. The chief handed over a mantle to Nura to pass judgment, and whatever she said would hold. If she said her dad should face the death penalty and her mom and Samira sent to stay at the outskirts of the village, which was a forest, it will hold. As she held the staff, her heart was filled with pain and her eyes filled with tears, and she wondered why her dad and mom would not just open up and tell the villagers that Samira is an adopted child. Do they want to perish with their reputation? Everyone was waiting for her to pass judgment. What would you do if you were in her shoes? Would you tell everyone that they are your parents and Samira is not their biological daughter to save your dad from dying, or would you give them the punishment they deserved? If you found Nura's journey as captivating as we did, we invite you to engage in our content. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories that explore the richness of African folklore and beyond. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with friends to appreciate the tales of resilience and ambition. Your support helps us to continually bring you engaging narratives that inspire and provoke thought. Thank you for joining us on this journey.